right, let's get this thing going one way or another. This is your brother from another mother, no other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but I keep it cool with you guys each and every day. You guys know how we go. Yes. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. One way or another, let's get this thing going. Hey, it is what it is. It's a football day. We think that there's some football going on today. Thursday, so they got the Chiefs playing today. They got, I think the Chargers. So it should be okay. It should be all right. And we're going to tune into 105.3 The Fan, Mike Fisher. You guys know he always bring the thunder and the information around his time. So before I get in things going, thank those who was part of the stream last night to help me get that wonderful display to my left. So now I can see your comments on this particular deal. Appreciate each and every last one of you guys for hanging with me, fighting with me, battling with me, and these sorts of things. But let's get this thing going one way or another. Cowboy Nation, let's go. Let's roll with it, baby. Yes, indeed. Let's go with it, baby. Let's get this thing going. Like I said, I really appreciate y'all.
There really won't be minutes limits. You can kind of do whatever you want with minutes because there might be other guys who need a rest or need a break. Wes Matthews and his shoulder, and J.J. Barea and his ankle, and then Maxi Kleba, who's playing with a bad toe. Dennis Smith Jr., I bet you plays tonight. So there's more elbow room to do different things with Dirk. And so, yes, the plan is for him to debut tonight.
All right, Mikey, catch us up on the Cowboys, please.
Well, let's start with exclusive.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Sean Lee, yeah. Where else to start, Choppy?
Yeah.
Sean Lee's listed as limited as of yesterday after practice, and Tavon Austin's listed as limited. I don't think they were limited. I think they practiced. I think they practiced a lot to the point where with Tavon, who I'm talking to him, and he says, well, it tore off the bone.
Wow.
And he's talking about the groin and the bone are attached, and his groin injury is actually an avulsion fracture. The groin injury just sounds like it's the inside of your thigh, right? Isn't that what we think of?
Yeah.
But when I say, no, this goes all the way up and in, we're talking about a bone up in your groin, bone and muscle that tore apart, not unlike Mo Claiborne once had. And so a few weeks ago, this team was thinking of surgery, and I said that to him, and I said, yeah, we decided, do I need to get cut on? And he said it just like that, like how gross it is and how disturbing it is. Do I want to get cut on? And so the decision was, no, let's wait this thing out. And now you got to start making 46-man roster decisions because I think Tavon's really close to the point where if he can play Sunday at Indy and he's healthy and he feels right and everything else, do you put him on the 46-man in place of Lance Lenoir, who doesn't really get snaps at wide receiver, does contribute on special teams, but hasn't contributed a lot? Or, and this one might be more controversial, do you take Alan Hearns and take him off the 46-man? Because if I've got Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup doing their thing, and then I've got two slot guys in Tavon and Cole Beasley, and then Noah Brown contributing like he does, do I really need Alan Hearns on the 46? It would be really fun for the Cowboys to get to make that decision involving Tavon.
You keep
and then
Alan Hearns,
the other one is Sean Lee. I think Sean Lee practiced. I think if there was a game yesterday,
and why are they saying they're limited? Just because they don't want the Colts to know?
You cannot be cheating the system by saying limited. If what if he sat out a couple snaps? Well, that's limited. So I think they don't want to raise expectations. I think they want to stay on the safe side of truthful. But if you ask Sean Lee today, do you want to play in the game today? He would tell you yes. Now, can he tell you that his hamstring is 100%? I don't know that. I will find that out. But his hamstring is close enough to 100% that I think he was essentially a full participant. Close enough that they could have put full and close enough that it's still truthful if they put limited.
Choppy made an interesting connection to Carson Wentz, who, according to Ian Rappaport, is going to miss the Rams game. That's another loss for them, hopefully, and potentially being shut down for the season. So if your only other threat in the division is essentially eliminated, if they shut down Carson Wentz, should that make you rest or put more thought into Zack and Sean Lee and Tavon even more?
It doesn't for me. Gavin Dawson and I talked about this yesterday. He thinks, listen, you let's be real. You're clinching the division. I said, yeah. And then, Sean, I noticed that you got the odds makers deal. Was that Bovada or somebody?
Yeah, Bovada took the Cowboys' odds of making the playoffs off the board, that it is now a foregone conclusion. A foregone conclusion from Vegas. Will the Dallas Cowboys make the playoffs?
So that's pretty strong.
That's pretty strong.
But you want to fire a coach? You want to fire a head coach? Have him lose to the Colts, thinking, well, we'll just beat the Bucs anyway, and then lose to the Bucs. Now you might get a chance to fire your head coach. So no, not me. I'm going to go win. Hey, if I can go get ahead 30-0 against the Colts, which by the way is not a very good prediction, but if you could do that, okay. Now Zack Martin and Tyron and Sean and Tavon and Zeke and Dak, you can all sit down now. Tank, you can go sit down too, and on and on and on.
Me and Fisher be thinking the same thing.
Almost clinching isn't good enough for me.
Mikey Fisher, BuyerSafety.com hotline on your home of America's team with Sean and RJ. What can you tell us about the Colts? Give us a little indie homework.
Well, you're going to recognize the defense because it's Matt Eberflus on that defense. So when the
Cowboys, a lot of yards, they give a lot of yards then.
It's kind of bendy, don't breaky, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's similar to what Dallas did. Obviously, very similar when Eberflus was here. And that was an effective defense. That's how he got that job. That's why the Cowboys wanted him to stay, if you'll recall. Obviously, it's worked out well. He's doing a good job there, continues to be highly regarded. And then you got yourself Marinelli and Chris Richard, which is a terrific combination here. And Richard, hopefully, the eventual heir to Rod. But, yeah, the defensive philosophy is the same. So the Cowboys' offense certainly isn't going to be fooled since they practice against it every day. And I think you've got – an interior defense, defensive tackle, bulky guys, bulkier than you're used to in a Cowboy defense. That can give you some trouble. I think T.Y. Hilton is not doing well with his ankle.
He was out.
And
he
so
didn't
that's
practice.
an issue to watch. And then Andrew Luck, and maybe Andrew Luck is a franchise quarterback. I don't know. I don't even, we use that word elite and we do the Joe Flacco joke. But he's a good measure the same way we try to figure out what Dak is. Why don't we just figure out if he wins? Because Andrew Luck almost never throws the ball downfield anymore.
Right.
It's dink and dunk all day long. And they have moderate success with it, but I would watch dink and dunk, I would watch T.Y.'s ankle, and then I would watch Matt Eberflus try to beat the Cowboys at their own game.
Frank Reich had a very questionable not questionable, but controversial. Let's say that fourth and going for it on fourth down a couple weeks ago against Houston early on in the season. Right. Is he known now already in the league as this gambling type coach?
I think that he's now got a reputation as an up and comer. I thought Garrett said it pretty well the other day about going for it on fourth downs. He said, people kind of think that fourth and one is all the same, and every fourth and one is different.
I agree.
Some of them are 36 inches. Some of them are 1 inch. Some of them are in the fourth quarter. Some are, as the Cowboys exhibited the other day, some are. I've got the NFL's best running back at short yardage, the best in Zeke. I've got a tailback who's a battering ram, and so that maybe makes our fourth and ones a little different. Now, I didn't have the chest hair to say to him, then why didn't you go for it at Houston, coach?
Yeah.
And of course, his answer would have been, "Well, every fourth and one is different."
Yes.
But this team has, even though its offensive line isn't the wall too, this team has a unique ability because of the running back to get it on fourth and one. So I think the Cowboys should be the team with the developing reputation.
Does the running back want the rushing title?
He says it'd be cool, but we have bigger things to worry about.
Right.
But it'd be cool.
Okay.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So would I. Would you want the sack title? Would you want the receiving yards title? Does Des Bryant think it's, is he happy that he's the all-time leading receiver? That's not as cool as actually having a job, but it's pretty cool. In Zeke's case, he's got a great chance at both. He thinks that he's not going to sit if they clinch going. I think he's wrong. I think that game at Philadelphia 2016 to close it is the Garrett hint at what you do if you clinch. And you remember that game? That was Mark Sanchez's game. He was the quarterback of record.
Don't do
Tony
that.
Romo got a touchdown pass. Dak got the start, but Sanchez was your quarterback. So I think Garrett has kind of shown his hand here,
Don't do that, Gary.
I don't need a Zeke rushing title more than I need his shoulder to be healthy so I can go play the Bears or the Vikings or the Seahawks or whoever in the playoffs.
Anything else, Mike?
Offensive line.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith is another guy that was, it kind of made it look like he practiced. I don't think he did. So the offensive line yesterday, not really Tyron, no Zack Martin. So you had Fleming at left tackle and Suafila at left guard, Looney at center, Connor Williams, who's, by gosh, he's working at it, at right guard, and then Lyle at right tackle. The Cowboys hopeful that Tyron and Zack, of course, will play in this game. And then we should throw a Taco note out there.
Please.
Come on, Taco.
Everybody's mad at Taco. Everybody's mad at him.
He's a soft taco. He's a soft
practicing
taco.
well. He's not playing well. Then he's not getting to play at all. And then he's kind of popping off on social media a little bit. And I've had a couple conversations with him about this. This can still be fine. But now it's just not the coaches who want him, dude, just shut up and play. Now some of his buddies are saying, dude, just shut up and play. And hopefully this will work out better for Taco than it has the last couple weeks.
Was this a misprint, or did you text us something about Kaepernick?
Oh, yeah. You have 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday I get a call from Europe saying Colin Kaepernick is signing in the German Professional League. He's coming over here to play quarterback. And, man, you should have seen me, Sean. I was just like you on that Adrian Peterson story. I was blowing and going, baby.
All right.
And so I get a call back. I mean, I'm calling Kaepernick's people. I'm calling his circle. I'm calling his. I get a call back from the head coach of the German team that he's going to.
You should have just called. You should have just called Schefter and asked him.
Should have called Schefter.
Yeah.
Or just wait till Sunday morning when he reports what I already reported.
Good comeback. I didn't think you had anything left.
Well done.
Yeah.
So the coach of the Marlburg Mercenaries calls me from Marburg, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to expense
Wait a
that call
sec.
to
Yeah,
Intercom? Are you going to expense that call?
Yeah. He called me collect, and I said, put it on spittle.
Yeah.
And he said,
all right. So with that being said, really appreciate everybody for tuning in for that little talk of what Mike Fisher had to say about the Cowboys. My thing is with Taco, yes, I agree with Fish and some of the players who saying that, hey, Taco needs to, just hush it, Taco, hush it, But hopefully he can get back out there and find a way, right? And then on top of that, it's crazy with this offensive line. We just can't seem to stay healthy. Will it be crazy, and just hear me out, if everybody, and I'm talking about everybody, not show up and you only have your one starter? You will only have La'el Collins. And if we figure out a way to win that game with only La'el Collins and everybody else being the backups, because Zack Martin out, and we already know that Travis Frederick out. Of course, Joe Looney been there for a minute for this year, but we put Xavier in there, and then we have Cam Fleming. Man, that's your whole offensive line, man. That's your whole entire offensive line outside of La'el Collins, and one can argue the fact that La'el Collins is more of a guard than a tackle anyway. So, and then he's playing out there. So we've been blessed this year to find wins, to just look around and find wins, regardless of the situation. Having Connor Williams out, and of course, Xavier came in. It must have been a best blessing in disguise for that, but the way Joe Looney been playing, my goodness, I don't know what we do with his contract at the end of the year. We got to figure out something. We can't just let him walk. We got to figure out something with Joe Looney, because he's been playing lights out in that positioning. You rarely miss Travis Frederick. I hate to say that, but you rarely miss him. Or you can look at it from this aspect. As good as we look now, we can look better if Travis Frederick was out there. You remember, I always say this. The quarterback is the hardest position to learn, but I coined the second hardest position to learn out there on the field is the center, because you got so many things, and then the third is the tight end, because the tight end is the extension of the offensive line, whether or not you inline block or move on the outside. I'm surprised Mike Fisher didn't talk about the Colts tight end as well. They got a nice little weaponry as a tight end. If T.Y. Hilton, if he's still limping around and gimping around for the Colts, that I'm not wishing injury on no one, but that will be another blessing in disguise. With that being said, all we can do now is rotate, slide Byron Jones over Ebron. That's what I would do. I would have Byron Jones over Ebron, and I'll make sure that my guy Cheeto Awuzie and then AB, cover the rest of the guys. We already got tape on the Grant kid who played for the Redskins last year, so that's the deal. And also, people like to bring up the fact that the Colts beat out the Houston. Look, when you play a division game, that was the division rivalry, basically. Colts versus the Houston. They play each other every year, twice a year. So of course, they should have beat them. We win one time against you guys, won one time against us. We win one time against you, type of deal. It is what it is. They wouldn't gonna go down there and just sweep them. You know how that goes. But shout out to those that's in the chat box. I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Thank you all for tuning in to the nation. Let me just go all the way up to the top for the first person that's in here. Chet Year, appreciate you for tuning in to this thing, and as well as who else we have here on my Law Nation 2.0 page. Shout out to you, Josh Skinner, the winner. Appreciate you, Jamal Burton, all you guys, man. Thank you for being part of the notification squad. That means a lot, especially those who helped me out last night to get this thing going. Don't forget, I got a Discord chat box now. The link should be in the description box, so I'm trying to work that out too. So appreciate each and every last one of you all. What we have here, Daniel Mazza said, yo, you on vacation, Law? No, I'm not on vacation. I got about 5 minutes. I got to get out of here, put on a tie, and get on out of here. Tonko is the founder of the Cowboys. Yes, he is. He did the founder of the Cowboys deal. He said, okay, he came up with the name or what have you. I remember that little story there. But just because you found something, you still got to perform. Remember, I always say this, guys. Everyone has reasonings, but results are what matter. And your results on the field is everything. And I can have a reasoning to do something, but I got to perform. I got to bring in the heavy artillery. I got to show up in my production. So those are the things that you need to bring out there. Then on top of that, guys, let me talk to you about this before I run too. The Sean Lee factor. I know a lot of people saying that, okay, and even including me a couple of weeks ago, LVE is doing a wonderful job, and then also Jalen Smith is doing a wonderful job. The best thing the Cowboys can do with this whole scenario is that you still start Jalen Smith and you still start LVE, okay? You just got to still do that. And then when it's time to spell those guys, you rotate Sean Lee in. That's just the bottom line. You just limit your Sean Lee snaps. You got to. Because Sean Lee do not know any other speed outside of 100. And I'm lying on that. It's 110 or 150. That's his speed all day, every day. You do not see him give up on things. And even when I think the first game he was playing, I think it was against the Carolina Panthers. Go back and watch that game. He was flying. He was right there on the point, but he was bouncing off the bodies of the oppositions. And I didn't like that. He had number 22 dead to right, and then he was just bouncing off the body. Go back and watch that tape. I was like, come on, Sean Lee. Come on, man. You got to tackle him. And we didn't know that LVE was going to be that guy at that moment. But when LVE was subbed in on that game, when he hit somebody, they went to the ground. And that's just the 6'4.5", 200 and whatever his weight is, 257, I believe now. Could be close to 260. That was that speaking to those players. So little 22 was like, man, that boy can hit. That boy can hit, although it didn't look like it because he's so long and got that length. And when he hits you, he goes down. It just, to this day, last week, I believe, against the Eagles, was the first game that I saw when he hit somebody and they continued to go forward opposed to going backwards. If you think I'm lying, go out there, look up film, look up tape, and prove me otherwise, because that was the first game. And guess what? Number 43, Darian Sproles, he's so low to the ground that was going to happen anyway. 6'4.5" guy versus a 5'6" guy, like a little bowling ball, a little pin. I'm talking about the touchdown, that LVE was trying to tackle number 43. But neither here nor there. Tavon, or Jerry Jones, call him Tavion. Tavon Austin, this is the thing with him. Ooh, that was just crucial. It was just, when they were talking about the flesh ripping from the bone. Man, I think you need some surgery for that. I wanted him back this week, but give that brother another 2 weeks. Don't show him up into the Giants again. Maybe he can catch another long, deep ball. We will need him more in the playoff versus right now. I know it'll look nasty. It'll look medieval. I can get off my I get out this chair, man. I'll do some backward flips if I can. If Tavon Austin is out there in the field and Amari Cooper, and then you have the growth factor. The growth factor with number 13, if you know what I mean. That all rhymes, if you see what I'm saying. You see what I mean? Number 13 is out there. Man, he can grow. But if you put in number 10, oh my goodness, immediately, and I'm talking about immediately or immediately, they will have to take an account for that speed. Speed kills. Speed is everything. The end around, the reverse sweep, the fake reverse sweep, just lining him out wide. I guarantee you they won't play press man cover on him on that play. Because at the end of the day, the DB be like, come on, coach. Come on. You going to want this guy to embarrass me? No, I'm going to line up 5 yards off of this guy. I'm going to see which route he's going to go anyhow because he get the free release. Now, as far as respect factor, defense respect Amari Cooper. They would try to line up man-to-man on him, try to give him that press man look, but they realized that this dude got next gear level, short area quickness. And the only person who don't get that respect right now collectively is number 13 and number 11. They jammed them. They jammed them all day. They get that press. They get up on there, give me that stand, keep their feet anchored in, get the boom. Boy, they hit them numbers in the inside. Boy, that make me really get out there and play some DB. But the thing is, as we look at that, you got to play off on number 10. You got to. And when you bring him into this fold, that will be cool. Now, the other thing that I have to respond with, and like I said, I appreciate each and every last one of you all. Shout out to you, John S. Tony, man. Appreciate you. Daniel Mazza, appreciate you again. Blue Star, baby. What's up, Joseph? What's going on with you, man? Thank you for being part of this thing. Don't forget to hit that like button. I need 100 likes. If you can help me out, give me 100 likes. Let's get loud. Let's get crunk, baby. But this is the other thing that I really want to reach out to you guys with and let you guys know how I feel about the Ezekiel Elliott, the path of the righteous man, and what Jason Garrett needs to do and he should not do. If we play these last 3 games, do not rest Ezekiel Elliott. I do not care. Do not rest him. You just run him, and you just run him, and you just run him. You do not get comfortable with losing. You do not. You do not mess up this chemistry. We should, and after anything and everything, we should learn from 2016. Man. Sanchez had no business being out there. No business being out there. Maybe you can argue the fact with Tony Romo. You can argue that. He came out there and he threw that touchdown to T. Will. That was cool. But do not, Jason Garrett, if I can speak to you mentally, the subconscious mind of your thoughts and reasonings of hearts and soul, just do this right quick for me. Do not rest these guys. There's only one guy that I can say that you can rest. Because we need the bigger picture, not the short frame. And sometimes it's hard to see the picture when you are in the frame. And write that down if you understand what I'm saying. Is Zack Martin. We understand the type of injury that he got, right? The level of injury that he got or occurred or what have you is that only particular injury requires that you do not put weight and you do not put pounds of pressure on that beautiful, wonderful knee or what have you. You can't just do that, right? So my only dream and hope for is to have the thoughts of the Bill Belichick's of the world, right? Or even the guy that coached the Giants when they went ahead and won the Super Bowl that year, or what have you, even in 07 and 11. They said, no, we're not resting our guys. We came out of the foxhole fighting, and we're going to continue to fight with our backs against the wall. When you up against the struggles, meet us squarely face-to-face type of steel. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, guys, it is what it is. Let me just read a few more of you guys come in before I lock, load, and ready to roll out of here. Don't forget to hit that like button again. Share this content. I'm here mostly every morning to do this morning report, coffee report. And I love it, you know. I love talking to you guys. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for being part of this community of beautiful, beautiful Cowboys Nation. And we're the best out there in the world, right? And there's no other platform that you guys can go to and talk to outside of, let me say, there's nobody else that's close to the Cowboys Nation. We are the best, right? There's nobody that's comparable. People wish that they had these type of deals out here where we can just sit there and talk. Emmanuel, appreciate you for tuning in to the Nation. Don't forget to hit that like button at Dallas Cowboys Blue. Every time Jason does that, we look flat in 3/4. Yes, Calvin Williams, appreciate you. Yes, it's a nagging injury for Zack. Yes. Yes, indeed. Need to sit out Zack for a few games. Yes. And Bring is now. Yes, appreciate you, man. Thank you. John Skinner, the winner. Sid Martin, and look. Yeah. We should play him this game. Play him and get the W, or try to figure out a way to be. Even if I'm not guaranteeing, declaring that we just go out there and stump a mud hole in the Colts. But my main thing is, as long as we competitive, that means everything. As long as we continue to fight. Because the last year in 2016, when we played, the last time we was playing that last game of the year, we played the Filthy. We just wasn't competitive enough. It was like, what was the score was like? We only scored like one touchdown, went for a field goal or something, went for an extra point or something like that. I forgot. But we wasn't like, it was like they were playing too cautious, right? And then we went out there with that same, you know how they say, keep that same energy, fam? We kept that same energy when we saw Green Bay Packers. It just seemed like we were slow, lethargic. We didn't have the game plan ready, and we was at home. We had home field advantage throughout the entire playoff, I believe, in 2016, and we laid the biggest egg you can find. And then all of a sudden, around third-ish quarter, man, this offense looking good now. I do not want that to be our story. We need to figure out a way, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Don't forget to drink your coffee, get up, wake up, be up, hit that subscribe button, share this content, hit the like button. I love it when I see you guys comment even after this post. I would like to know what's in your thoughts and minds and reservations of your hearts so that I can respond back to those things. Let me know. One way or another, I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys. That's been my time. I really thank you for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. Let's jam on out to this thing, man. I hope you guys are ready for it, man. I hope you guys are ready for the day. Thursday. They got some type of football going on somewhere, right? Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes. Let's go, baby. Yes. We live like 95, baby. Oh. Where that dog at? Where them wolves at? Come on over here. There you go. There my dogs go. There my wolves. Yes, Cowboy Nation, one way or another, let's get this thing going. Let's go find these W's. Yeah. Think about this. If we win 7 straight games, right? 7. 7 is the number of completion. If we can win just 7 games, boy, that would be nice, right? 7. Salute. 7 wonders of the world. 7 seas, right? 7 continents beginning with A. Something with that 7. Peace. Salute. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.